What's up guys, David here and welcome to the Fit Pro Daily. A new week means a brand new topic, and this week we're actually going to talk about lead generation in total, okay? So each week we have different topics, all kinds of different things, but this week we're really going to focus solely on lead generation. And we're going to start off with email. We're going to invite Darragh Holland on as this week's guest speaker, sharing insights into email marketing and how email has managed to help him grow to 2 studios all the way in Ireland. Anyway, enough of me talking, let's dive into this week's guest interview. What's up guys, David here and welcome to the Fit Pro Daily. Today's guest interview is Darragh and he walks in exactly on point. Darragh, welcome to the guest interview. How are things?
Yeah, I think you broke up a wee bit, then just come in. Was that your end or my end?
Oh, I'm not sure. Let's start again then. So just saying big welcome to the show. How are things?
Yeah, all's good, Dave. Thanks for having me. Looking forward to getting on here, but yeah, all's good. Just like any gym owner now, trying to walk away and walk around COVID issues and trying to move on and keep things up and running, and throughout it all, set up another wee business in email. So going to chat to you a bit about it today, I suppose.
And we were chatting just before we went live now, saying that we were hoping if there's no lockdown come the winter, hopefully January is going to be a really big one for most fitness businesses as well.
Yeah, exactly. So last year in Ireland, there was 3 lockdowns. Was the first one, and then the second one was around October, November. And November's normally a big month in fitness. And then they wanted to save Christmas, so we all went out and partied around Christmas. And then Ireland was closed up from January to May. So hopefully now we'll see how the next couple of weeks unfolds, but hopefully we don't get back that. We can at least stay open. You know, we're doing all the cleaning and following all the protocols, so hopefully we can keep at it.
Nice. Okay, so for people who don't know who you are and how you kind of got started in the fitness industry, take us back. How did you get started in the fitness industry?
Yeah, so I suppose I come out of college with my degree. I wanted to be a PE teacher, but between one thing and another, it wasn't happening. So I done my fitness certs, got a job in the gym in about 08, September 08, and that was part-time. Started my own classes in my local town here at the same time. Between the two of them, balanced them for 2.5 years, or whatever those 3 years. Opened my first gym in September 2011 in Cavan. Opened another one in September 2014, and then Skilling ended up closing it in 2018 because there was issues with it was a nightmare basically with the location, with there was a building next door and there was floods and a whole heap of stuff. But opened a third gym in January 2018, so in Dundalk. So I have the two of them now, and they're going great, thankfully. Obviously been a up and down roller coaster the last 18 months, but they're still hanging in, doing very well. And you know, I'd be confident that hopefully if we can get through the next 3 months and all the rest of it, when we're heading into better weather and out of flu season and COVID, hopefully a bit more thing of the past maybe, then you know we'll be in a good place. So yeah, I've been at it now 10 odd years, so I enjoy it. You know, really enjoy it. Used email a lot, used social media a lot, and email to build my brand, build my business, and luckily enough, it's worked out very well.
Nice, yeah. And like you say, there's 2 major hurdles there. So if you can get through those 2 major hurdles, one, the gym shutting down with would you say floods and everything, and then COVID as well, then most people can get through these type of situations as well.
Yeah, well, that's it. Well, sorry, that was the gym that closed. We were having issues with it, so we closed that years ago. But no, I was even saying that to my wife there. Like, if you look at everything that's been on the last 18 months, like if you can get through that, you'd like to think you can nearly get through anything. You know, there's been other wee issues behind the scenes and that as well. So there's been a lot the last 18 months. So you'd be very confident now if you can get through that now. If we can get to February to March and be in a good position, you'd be confident that you can get through near anything.
Cool. Okay. So today we're going to talk about emails and how emails helped grow the 2 gyms that you have now. But for anybody right at the start, right at the beginning, what does email marketing even kind of mean?
Yeah, so basically a lot of people don't like email because, you know, you get a heap of emails from big companies just about sales and different things, or you get spammy stuff. But basically, if you do email right, whether you're an online, so assuming your followers, you have online fitness owners and you have a lot of brick and mortar gym owners. So basically what we can do is when people fill out their Power Queue, or if you're running Facebook ads, you can build your email list, build a good following. And once people get to know, like, and trust you, you're seeing then you're building up great authority that you're the go-to guy or gal in your area when it comes to your market. So most people are probably in the fat loss market. So you can cater your rating around that, build your audience, and then you have a good following from it. That'll usually lead to sales and people getting your and building your business. In, like, a lot of people are so inclined in social media and they push a lot of social media, but we all know there's a lot of business out there with big social media followings, and it doesn't necessarily lead to good business. The problem with social media as well, and we'll get into this later, but you know, they can change their algorithms, as we were chatting. They can mess about your ads, and you know, it can be very messy. Whereas with email, you own the data, and it leaves it a lot safer to work with.
Nice. Okay. So email is basically sending out emails to build know, like, and trust, and get people to like you, follow you, know a little bit more, and then potentially sell to them. Is that what you're saying with email marketing?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, you're trying to help people, and you know, people will appreciate that. And you're just trying to build your brand and have a bit of personality with it. And once you're helping people and seen as the go-to person in your niche or in your town, you know, things will build off that.
Nice. Okay. So if we're just getting started, or we're not actually signing loads of people up, like you mentioned, how else can we get people into our email list?
Yeah, so you can run social media ads. You could even put, if you have a social media page, you can put any little sort of competition. I suppose if you're only starting out, maybe you don't want to invest in ads, whatever, but you could definitely do like a competition, enter your email to be in with a chance to win 10 PT sessions or whatever, and you build your email list from there. And then once you start emailing your audience with good content that's helpful and also entertaining, infotaining is what they call it. So you just want to be entertaining people, giving some good information, and you know, they play that, they appreciate the honesty, and you kind of build your list from there. And especially in your local market, you'll find most people, probably there's nobody in your local market doing emails, so it's a great way to stand out from the competition. And if they are, they're probably doing it wrong. So you know, it's definitely a great way to stand out from the competition, because it's getting more and more competitive. The fitness game, there seems to be, even in my towns where I am, there's more gyms opening all the time, and everyone's getting in on it. So you know, you have to have as many areas as possible where you're standing out from the competition.
Nice. Yeah. And I really get the point that infotainment, they want to be able to open it and feel like they're enjoying the emails, not just think, oh, another spammy sales email, and kind of like bin it and unsubscribe and stuff. Okay, so we're going to start writing these emails. The first thing we're going to think of is, when do I actually send these emails? When is it most likely people are going to be answering them?
Yeah, so that's something that gets a lot of debate, but you don't want to overanalyze it. It's like anything else. If your emails are good enough and people want to read them, they'll read them. So I went through a phase a good long time ago of emailing every day, 7 days a week. And then I brought it back to 5 days a week, and now I've been doing 3 days a week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 7 a.m. I've been doing that for, I'd say, 4 or 5 years now at this stage. And I just find that's the right sort of balance for me. It's enough without too much. I can get content and be able to write easily enough. And for what I want with 2 gyms, I think it's enough. You know what I mean? So yeah, 7 a.m. works for me, but you can definitely really go at any time and test things out if you want.
Nice, yeah, and that kind of leads into my next question: is how often should we be doing it? So you reckon 2 to 3 times is more than ample, unless you're quite good at writing it and try and do every day, Monday to Friday?
Yeah, so you can do the Monday to Friday. I would say if you're fully online, and you have a big list, or you've been building a list, even you wouldn't need that big list. But if you're fully online, you probably want to go more 5 days a week. But for brick and mortar gym owners, you could do 2 to 3 easily.
So what is it we're going to send them then? So you said like infotainment, which is a key word, and you're saying know, like, and trust and stuff. But what actual stuff are we going to send them? Like what do we actually put in these emails?
Yeah, so people always be worried about what to write about, but really it's simple enough. You can just think of different questions that your clients ask you day to day when you're in the gym. You could even go on to forums. You can read any of the magazines. You can even have a flick through Instagram. and just see what's kind of popular, what are people talking about. Another thing, I talk about my own fitness journey and how my training's going, how my diet's going. And my wife then, she kind of leads our Instagram page on nutrition and her pregnancy journeys, things like that. So we kind of talk with things like that because, people think us guys in fitness, we hop out of bed in the morning and bang out 100 push-ups and we're just always highly motivated and all this. But it's not the case at all. Like, we have our ups and downs and we have life going on and things we need to balance and get work done and family life and everything else. So it's good to kind of talk about our own struggles, to let them know how we deal with it and little tricks that we do to walk around it. And yeah, definitely things that clients ask me day to day, I'll just put it into an email. Is generally what works for me. And yeah, like say forums or glossy magazines. I know we give out about the glossy magazines, but that's what people want. You can put your own spin on it and your own opinion, whether you approve of it or disapprove and whatever, and just work from there. So there's always plenty of content. You just have to sit down and try and be creative and sit down with pen and paper, get a few notes together. And it's like anything else. The more you do it, the better at it you get. You just have to commit to it, really.
Nice. Yeah. So like you're saying, behind the scenes, client success, hot topics in the press right now, a wide mixture so people can really get to know your fitness business and get to really know you, I'm guessing then.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And even on Instagram, you'll always see guys bringing up different things, or the likes of James Smith might pull up the Daily Mail. He's always having a pop at them, or different guys like that. So, you can use that Daily Mail article, put your opinion on things. And yeah, just your own journey. Like, I just talk about how my diet's going, or if I'm getting frustrated, or if I had a couple of bad days, on my own goals and things like that. So I think people sort of appreciate your own journey as well.
Cool. Okay. So we kind of know the content of this email. So how important is the actual headline itself? Because I'm guessing that's the first thing most people are going to read when it lands in
Yeah.
the inbox.
Yeah, well, the subline is probably the most important thing, because if people aren't going to open your email, well, then they're not going to read it. They need to open it first. So you need very good subline. So a lot of emails by big businesses and different things you see in email, they're very boring and bland, and they're all about sales. So you're just trying to get a bit creative, and you can even, again, pen and paper, just write down, as many as you can, 5 to 10 subject lines, headlines, and go with your best one. But it's just a matter of taking the time, be a wee bit creative with it. And the second thing then, which is important to remember, the subline doesn't be as important. If your emails are good and you built that know, like, and trust over time, people will more than likely just open your email anyway. So it's a bit of chicken and egg situation, which comes first. So obviously you have to get them opening your emails to start with. But after a while, and if you're meeting them in the gym and they're getting good results and they're enjoying what you're doing, and they're enjoying your emails, they'll usually just open them no matter what, if they look forward to hearing from you.
Cool. Okay. So we're getting these emails, and most of us are going to get them now on our small devices and things like this nowadays. How is the best layout type? Should we be following some specific layout with like massive paragraphs and big chunky text, or is there a certain way to write emails to get people to actually really enjoy reading them?
Yeah. So obviously everyone has their own ways, and there's a lot of guys doing different things. But if you follow most of the guys that really know what they're talking about, it's always very simple. There's no pictures, or there might be one picture at the bottom. Excuse me. There might have one picture here or there, but it tends to be just nice, simple text, just a simple flow. And they just have nearly one sentence, or maybe 2 to 3, and they break it up well. So the important thing to remember is it needs to be easily read. So, obviously you want your grammar to be decent and good, and mine's got better over time. But you want to make sure it's easily read. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be just perfect, either, and it doesn't want to look too perfect. It's basically like having a conversation with your buddy, down the pub, having a pint. How do you chat to them? And that's how you're kind of focusing on your flow.
Yeah. So you've created this master headline. You've got this really good email covering a few points. Like, it's really entertaining. It's quite a good call to action at the end. How, or is it possible to guarantee for it to land in the inbox?
Yeah, that's a big one then. So it can go into spam, it can go into promo. So you'll usually, if you're just starting out, if you've got the list a good way, you'll probably go into promo, and you obviously want to get into frame rate to be viewed better. So there's a couple of tricks in that, definitely for gym owners. So what I do is whenever people join up, we do a 6-week transformation program. And this is a trick I learned from a course I done with Ian Stanley. So whenever people sign up, they get their original email with the details. So, you know, you'll have your PARQ or health questionnaire. You'll have nowadays a booking app, and you'll have all the links to everything they need. But then you'll also really push to get a reply. And, you know, so I just ask them for their number one goal. And I want to make sure they've got an email as well, because, you know, some people don't look at their emails or whatever. So I want to make sure they've gotten it. So once you push for the reply, then that helps with your deliverability. So they'll reply, and then you can reply back. They'll reply with their goals. You say, that's great. Any help, let me know, whatever. So you're letting them know that you actually care, that you're replying to their emails. You know, you're not like one of these people that gets to hit a message and doesn't get back to anybody sort of stuff. So I always make sure to reply to every email, and that's already started now to help deliverability, to get my emails into their primary folder so that they'll see every email from now on. And always make sure to reply. So you want to push your replies as best you can, and that really helps as well. And obviously just keep your emails, you know, sensible, not spammy. So there's a variety of tricks that you have to kind of watch out for. Different things, like even using ellipsis, ... at the end of your subline can put you into promo or spam. And definitely if the quality of the list, like if you're just going out and buying a heap of emails, that's not going to go down well. So the best way is to set up your autoresponder and let people opt in themselves. And then, yeah, the replies is a very good way of really getting yourself into the primary folder.
Yeah, it's a great way to open conversations as well, getting someone just to reply to email. But yeah, like I say, getting that done gets them in your inbox, and that's the main thing then.
Yeah.
So we look at pictures, and then, because a lot of people usually say that putting pictures in your emails can slow it down from getting into your inbox and stuff. Is there any much truth in that?
Yeah, well, any of the guys I've been studying off, they're not really big into pictures, and they have said that can happen, but a lot of it is really just testing, trial and error. Because, you know, you can try something one day and might it work out for you, another day it mightn't. But definitely I would try and err away from pictures, because yeah, there's probably a better chance that you're not going to get into primary, you know.
Cool. Okay. So I sent my first email campaign out. I've been sending my emails out previously, and now after listening to this, I'm more interested, and I dive in, and I see I get a couple of people maybe unsubscribing every now and again. Is that like a terrible thing? Am I doing this all wrong, or is that a positive thing? What should I consider unsubscribers as?
Okay, yeah, look, it's like anything else, you just have to forget about it and move on, isn't it? The like the big thing is you want to make sure you're not vanilla in your emails, and I suppose like any type of marketing, really, like, you know, what do you stand for? You have to, and it's same, you're talking about what do you write about in your emails, like what do you stand for when it comes to fitness, what type of diet or training programs, or what's your facility all about, or what's your training programs all about. So you want to, you know, get those people out. You want people that want to follow you. And again, unlike social media, with emails, you can have a very small email list and yet make it very profitable. Where social media, we usually see people having big followings but not really, you know, linking that to a good business. So yeah, you wouldn't worry about the unsubscribes. And I find it like I want to get people on my email list and get them reading emails for a while, and they get a good feel for what we're all about. And maybe they think they're not, you know, we're not for them, and they unsubscribe. So you're better getting that out of the way as early as possible, because when people come into your facility, you want a good energy. You know, you want them to know what things are about. You want a good energy. You want a bit of positivity. You know, if people are whinging and moaning and crying about this, that, and the other, I'd rather get them on the email list and get them maybe annoyed at me and unsubscribe and think, no, that guy's not for me, I'm not going near his gym. I'd rather do that early and get it over and done with than get them in and maybe to drag the energy down, or they're hard clients to work with, you know.
Nice. Okay. So lots of things to consider just to get somebody in your inbox, like you say. Make sure people are replying, not too many on the pictures, and loads of other things. So if we can look at maybe a small percentage or number, what is a good open rate going to be?
Yeah, anything around, you want to aim for 20-25%. If you're going really well, you might hit the 30% and the odd one a bit higher. So at this rate, I'd be hitting around 28, 30%. And sometimes I can hit 35, 40% maybe once a week. So it does be good and steady. But there for a long time, around 20, 25. That's what you want to be aiming for. If you're consistently below 15%, you probably want to look at a few things.
Okay, so we go back to somebody maybe who's never done email before now, and they've got lots of ideas on things that we've talked about so far from this interview, but it feels like it's going to take me a lot of time to start writing and start publishing and to check open rates and stuff. Does writing emails or email marketing actually save me time, or does it actually cost me a lot of time?
Yeah, that definitely saves a lot of time, and that's why I've been a big fan of it from the start. Like, what other way can you communicate with hundreds, even thousands of clients and potential clients as easily, from the comfort of your own home? You know what I mean? And yeah, you can use social media, obviously, with videos and things like that. But again, we're looking to narrow down to, core customers or potential customers. So obviously you're using social media as well, and you're using social media to build your email list so that people that are watching you, say, on social media, the more keen people are going to enter their email address. They're going to fill out some form or whatever way you want to advertise it or push it, and these are the people that you get to work with. So I can write an email in 15 minutes, maybe on average, maybe 30 minutes, 20-30 minutes at most. But once you get a little idea and a topic, it flows out naturally. But like that, it's like anything else, there's a bit of learning curve. The same way we tell our clients, to get a handle on their macros, or maybe to start, they've never done weight training and now you're throwing all this weight training at them. There's a bit of a learning curve there that they need to get used to. They need to get used to maybe the weight training, maybe feeling a wee bit stiff and sore. They need to get used to macros and MyFitnessPal or whatever diet you're doing. So it's no different than anything else, really. There's a bit of a learning curve. You just have to work at it, improve, and it will come with time. And there's loads of email software providers there. There's no amount of them. So once you get people onto that database, you have it, and you can basically just, whatever it is, 15-30 minutes to write your email, hit send, out it goes. And you can also automate things. You can set up emails so when people opt in, they're getting all these automated emails every day or every other day or whatever way you want to work it. So it's definitely a huge time saver, especially for, if you want to go out after your facility number one, say if you want to have 2, 3, 4 facilities more, or if you want to have a big online following, you definitely need to be getting tuned in on email. And I also it's a bit more private. Like we'll send throughout COVID, there's been so many updates. We're open, we're closed, we're doing this, we're doing that, working around COVID. You're able to just email, your clients and kind of stick with that rather than kind of plastering stuff all over social media every time,
Cool. Okay. And you touched on something then, was the software. What software do I need? Which one is going to kind of work best for someone maybe beginning?
So beginning, I would advise MailChimp. You can get 2,000 email addresses for free, and you can test that out. And it works decent. I use for my gym list, I use Active Campaign. So if you're really going serious, I recommend it. It's a bit slicker. But there's also Klaviyo, MailChimp, and Aweber that I've used between myself and different clients. So to be honest, there's no amount of them. There's a lot of them do very similar stuff. I just prefer Active Campaign a bit. But if you're only starting out and you're trying to figure it out and you don't have a whole pile of money to put into it, definitely MailChimp. You'll get 2,000 up to 2,000 email addresses for free. So you can build your list and kind of build it up, get good at it, get better at it, and kind of see where you're at after that.
Cool. Okay. So as the email specialist, then, is there any beginner, more advanced questions you think maybe I haven't asked, or things that maybe we should know a bit more about?
Well, I wrote a few notes. The big thing, I suppose, just we were talking about how you own the data with email. So Facebook, any of these social media, they can ban your ads at any time. They can disable your account. They're always, we've seen with posts that they make you nearly boost your post, that the reach on some of your posts can be very poor, and they're trying to promote you to spend money basically all the time. And we've heard even with Google and SEO and pay-per-click, you've heard some horror stories with people having really good businesses that think they have it figured out, and next thing Google changed their algorithms, or Facebook or Instagram changed things, and next thing it's a whole different ball game. So at least with email, you own the database, you own the data, so you can, obviously as long as you're not spamming, you have a bit of brains with the thing, you can put that data into any of the ESPs, any of the software providers, and you can work from there. So that's really a massive thing. Yeah, so I suppose it just had to cover about the spam, things like that. Yeah, that's you've probably covered all, to be honest.
Nice. Any final tips or advice before we do finish then on email?
No, just I suppose get started. If you want to run a little competition or somewhere, definitely a big thing is from the get-go, anytime people fill out their PARQ or health questionnaire or whatever form you have at the start, they always went straight into our email database. So, when I started years ago, it was obviously just pen and paper PARQ. Now we do it online, so it's obviously automated and a bit slicker. So as soon as they fill out their health questionnaire, they get into our emails as well. So you can build your list that way then, even if you're not doing it online as such. You can still do it offline. You could go around the town and do a competition, just get people's emails and add them manually then. If you're just starting out, like I said, you could be on MailChimp just 2 or 3 times a week, build up your list. And I know a lot of PTs work on the gym floor there in the UK and that, get people's emails, chatting to them, build your list that way, and just get started at it, get cracking. And it really is worth it. Anyone in fitness that's doing well for themselves, whether it's online or gyms, and they tend to be clued in on email, or they at least have an email database that they use. They probably could use it better, but they are using it to some degree.
Nice, Darragh. So if anybody is feeling highly motivated now about writing emails, or they want to know more about how emails really helped grow your 2 facilities, how could people reach out to you and have a chat and stuff?
Yeah, so I have, most of my social media is just based on the gyms and my own personal life. So Facebook, just Darragh Holland, or Dutchie's Fitness. Instagram, Dutchie's Fitness. They could just shoot me a message. And I have a LinkedIn page that I've started up there a couple of weeks ago, just kind of pushing, putting up posts about email and things. So that's just Darragh Holland on LinkedIn as well. So I'm going to use that platform more from the email side of things, because I want to make sure to keep me fitness and me email stuff, me gym stuff and me email business separate. So yeah, just they can reach out, they can send me any questions they want or whatever, and I'll try and help out as best I can.
No worries, Darragh. Appreciate you coming on again, and then we'll probably get you on further down the line, see how you've been progressing with potentially gym number 3, maybe.
Yeah, well, we'll see. To be honest, I have 2 young babies now. That I had a child born there 3 weeks ago. So I have 2 children now, and I'm enjoying this email business. You can do it online and all that. So I was looking at another gym, and a lot of them, the areas where I'm based, would be like 90 minutes, 2 hours away. So I'll see. I might change my mind, but at the minute, if I can keep me 2 gyms going and build this email business, I'll be happy enough. I'll have enough on my plate.
Nice, Darragh. Appreciate you coming on today. I'll speak to you again soon.
That's great, David. Thanks very much. I appreciate it.
Worries.
And,
Enjoy.
Chat later.
Bye-bye. Okay, so that was Darragh giving us an insight into email marketing and how it's managed to help him really grow to 2 facilities and what he's doing with email moving forward. Email gives us so much possibility to stay in contact, to warm up, to motivate, and to really push sales. So if you're not already using email within your fitness business, then it's definitely something to start really considering. I'm going to leave it there for today. Tomorrow I'm going to share with you the best 5 lead gen methods we're using right now, but I'll speak to you all tomorrow. Cheers.